All right, all right, all right. It's Kevin Garcia, aka the Puerto Rican Kid KG, and this is another episode of No Holds Bar. Actually, episode number 7. So for anybody that's been rocking with us since the beginning of this, thank you. Like I told y'all, and I'll continue to tell y'all, we're gonna keep going. We got other episodes planned, so keep rocking with No Holds Bar. No Holds Barred, excuse me. We have a really, really dope show for y'all today. So I'm hoping some of y'all came because y'all saw the graphic or y'all saw somebody post it. But if you don't know what's going on, let me just, introduce it to you like I always do. And today we got, Mayweather Proteges, the pride of the money team, right? Taylor Garcia, this is his 4th fight, Swift Promotions, and every promotion seems to get bigger and bigger and better. And Danny's with us today as well. We got Danny Garcia. We got Joseph Brown, Jursly Vargas. We also got Curmel Moton. So we bring it to you like nobody else is. I mean, we have, again, this is our 7th episode, No Holds Bar. And so far we've brought, one person, 2 people, 3 people. I had 7 on the Philly special. So we definitely bringing y'all as much looks as we can. This will be a dope episode. Like always, rock with us in the chat. If y'all have anything that y'all want to talk about, questions, anything y'all want to share, feel free. I see we got some people in here already. Philly's in the house. Shout out to Adolf. Southpaw is here. Shout out to Southpaw. I don't know what that means, Gabriel, but shout out to you. But yeah, y'all, again, only thing I'll tell you is if you're looking for the best content when it comes to boxing, if you're looking for what's hot, you come into the right spot. FightHype. No Holds Bar is a dope series. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. We 7 episodes in. It hasn't even been a couple of weeks. I think maybe we're going on 3 weeks of doing this. So it's been really dope. And today we got a really lit episode for y'all. You got the Pride of the Money team, Mayweather Promotions. You have Joseph Brown, young cat, coming out of Canada, by way of Florida, training in Philly. I mean, undefeated fighter, 3-0, 3 KOs, 70-0 in all combat sports. You got Jursly Vargas, somebody who's really interested in entertainment for a number of reasons, right? Some people like to say he looks like Tank. Some people like to compare his skill. It's really early for him, right? But he's definitely catching eyes out there, and he's looking to make his, ascension in boxing, and we're going to bring him to you live and direct today. Again, you have Curmel Moton. This is a Swift Promotions card. Taylor Garcia, number 4, the pride of the money team. So, make sure we're going to have Danny on. I'll let him state what venue it is. I know it's Atlantic City, but I don't want to get the venue wrong. But November 30th, this is the 4th card for Swift Promotions. So if you're out there, if you're looking for some entertaining boxing, if you're looking for consistency since June, I think Swift Promotions has been going since June. I went to that first one, or the first press conference. Yeah, it was about June. So we less than 6 months in and 4 cards deep. So definitely interested. If there's another card this year, I don't know. I don't know how busy Danny plans to be, but 4 already. And they only get better. I was at the last one in Philly. It was a really dope card. I was able to meet a lot of dope Philly fighters that we've actually brought on a Pride No Holds Bar. Tommy Smalls, who fights tomorrow, and JYD, the Junkyard Dog. So, these are fighters that Tommy Smalls didn't fight on that, let me clarify, but he's a Philly fighter who's on the episode, and he fights tomorrow. Junkyard Dog, Ron Peterson, he fought on that Swift card, and that's what Danny's doing. He's bringing, some great fighters, some good cards, and they keep getting better. So Danny should be with us soon. Again, we got Joseph Brown, Curmel Moton, Jursly Vargas. So should be a really dope episode. Adolf says Curmel is from Philly. I don't know about that. I think he's from Utah, but I'll let him clarify that. I think he's from Philly now, right? He definitely put on for the fans last time, and he got a lot of love there. I was at that fight. It was dope. It was dope. It was a good fight. It ended quickly. I know we want, definitely as fight fans, we want to see Curmel a little bit more. But, it was a great outing. He's a young guy. He's got the world in front of him. Curmel's, 18 years old. I think he's fought, this is going to be the 5th time or the 6th time this year. Really busy, really active, already getting a lot of attention. So, I'm sure the fights get tougher for him as they go along. But, it was a quick fight, but he put him out, and Philly definitely was rocking with him. Shout out to some folks in the chat. I seen Mo reacts, my guy Mo. What up? What up, Mo? Appreciate you. Not sure if that's Mo. Is this Mo, my guy, Mo? I don't know. I got a friend who got a similar handle. So if that's the same Mo, what up, Mo? But either way, We got Tim Sport in here. Tim, you in the chat doing your thing, okay? Definitely rock with us, guys. In the chat tonight, if you have questions, if you want to share your thoughts, whatever it is, y'all want to talk to one another, y'all want to let me know something, feel free to put it in the chat. We should have, and I'll just check in with Danny really quick, but we should have Danny and some of the guys here really shortly. Let's see. Yeah, that's Danny hitting me out, so I appreciate your patience. Again, thank y'all for rocking with me. I'm just hitting Danny and his team right now really quick. All right, cool. So Danny should be here any second. His team just hit me up. My man Mike Farrell over there with Swift Promotions. A solid dude. Thank you, Mike. So anyway, just getting back to the chat. See what we got popping in the chat right now. If y'all been rocking with us, this is No Holds Bar. I'm Kevin Garcia, aka the Puerto Rican Kid KG. And I think we have a guest with us already. So we'll go ahead and let him in. But this is No Holds Bar, episode 7. The Pride of the Money team. And our first guest has arrived, my man, Joseph Brown, the Prodigy, goes by the Prodigy. Joseph should be with us any second here. So we'll let Joe get settled, get into the chat here with us, and we'll probably be starting with Joseph. Just a second, keep rocking with us. But again, this is No Holds Bar, 7th episode. I'm the Puerto Rican Kid KG. This is FightHype. Appreciate all the support. It seems like every time we come out, we definitely get more and more of y'all talking in that chat and more y'all participating. So if you have any questions, please let me know. So much. I don't know. I think that's what everybody wants to see, but we'll get to that in a little while. For now, we're going to go ahead and kick this off with my man, Joe Brown. Joe, what's going on? How you feeling, Joseph?
Hey, I'm feeling good. How are you?
Chilling. Listen, I appreciate you joining us. Obviously, I've interviewed you before, Joe, so we've done this in person one time, but thank you for rocking with us. This is a new segment. It's called No Holds Bar, and just letting everybody in the chat know, if they have any questions or they want to ask anything, feel free, but we'll go ahead and kick this off, Joe. So let me give you a proper introduction. For those of y'all that don't know Joseph Brown, 11-time state champ, 6-time national champ. And we know it's crazy. I was on IG today, and I was doing my work, and I'm like, man, they put that all in a nice little graphic for you today.
Yeah. I think, they put everything there.
Yeah, it was dope. But we'll go ahead and read it off. 6-time national champ, Muay Thai champ, excuse me. He's got the second fastest KO in amateur history. That's second only to Mike Tyson. 70-0 across all combat sports. 3-0, 3 KOs. So far as a boxing professional, he's born in Florida, raised in Toronto, Canada. Does work in Philadelphia. This is going to be his 3rd fight this year. He's working with Danny Swift Garcia, who you see with us now. Thank you for joining, Danny. And let's go ahead and kick this thing off. So, Joe and Danny, I appreciate you rocking with us.
For sure.
Thank you for joining. If you can, Danny, if it's not too much, as if you turn it to the side, just gives you that better aim. Yeah, thank you, bro. Appreciate you.
Right there or the other way?
Yeah, you good. You perfect. So, Joseph, let's just start with you, man. Look, this is your 3rd fight this year. When I saw you in Vegas, I think it was early September, I had asked you about pace, and you said you were definitely looking to get into the ring again. Yep. So, what do you think about this 3rd fight this year? And is this the kind of pace you're looking to continue next year? Are we doing, 3, 4 fights? What's your angle?
Yeah, for sure. Next year, I'm gonna be super active. I like to get 5 to 6 next year for sure. I love being active. I hate inactivity, just sitting around and not doing nothing. Especially because I'm one of those types of fighters where I'm just I'm always in the gym. I never take no time off and do nothing or really slack off out of camp. I always train I'm in training camp. So I love the activity, and I'm young, and usually when I go in, I get my fights done quick and come out with no injuries. So it's only right to just stay active.
Yeah, for sure. And we definitely looking forward to seeing this fight. Is Taylor Garcia number 4. It's the Pride of the Money team. So obviously, I know the fans are interested. I'm interested. How did this come to be? I know Danny just had Curmel, but can you talk a little bit about what's it like, or how working with DSG and Swift Promotions came to be, and just what your relationship with Danny is like, and just going forward.
Well, I've never actually talked to Danny, so what's up, Danny?
Woo! This introduction?
Yeah. First time meeting him.
Dope.
Yeah, it's super dope. Danny, I just want to, thank you for the opportunity, have me on your card. I've been watching you since I'm a little kid. So it's gonna be cool, fight on your cards, meet you in person, it's gonna be dope.
Yeah, no, for sure. We've got not only yourself, we've got Curmel Moton returning on this card, and then we also have Jursly Vargas. So, just that whole dynamic, 3 young guys, all with, Mayweather Promotions, and now fighting on the Danny Garcia card. How do you deal with what I'm sure are really lofty expectations really early on in your career?
You said, how do I deal with the
big expectations? So you're with Mayweather Promotions. You have a great amateur record. You're professional now, but you're just 18 years old. How do you deal with all that pressure and those high expectations that are, for certain going to be put on you?
I train my hardest and I do my thing. I put my faith in God that, as long as I train it like I'm supposed to and, work my hardest, that once I get into the ring, I'll come out victorious. I feel like I've always had pressure on me since I was a little kid because I've always been just a little bit different and special from the rest of everybody. So I've always had that pressure to always try and be the best and, live up to what my name is starting to become to be. So now it's not even like, to be honest, it's not even as much pressure anymore. It's more just motivation to just be better and be great.
No doubt. And look, like I just said, you're with Mayweather Promotions. So, just walk us through that. What's the first time that you even remember, like, Floyd Mayweather? When can you think back and say, that's when he came to my head? Was it this fight or this moment?
Yeah, I remember like watching Floyd like as a little kid, like before my dad's been teaching me how to fight because I was born and stuff, but before I even actually started in the gym and stuff, I remember watching Floyd Mayweather fights and stuff like that. And then I think my first time actually meeting him when I was 16. I met him in his gym, and we struck up a combo and stuff like that. And after a while, he kept popping in the gym, watching me train. I think he cornered me while I was sparring once, and that's really how we built our relationship with each other. And I'm super grateful for it because, like I said, he's been one of my favorite fighters since I started boxing. Before I started boxing, so now to not just know him, but be signed to him, and he, blessed me the opportunity to, fight on his undercard. It's surreal, dream come true.
Yeah. For the average person like myself, I can't even imagine what that would be like. But for you, what's it like the first time you meet him? Are you like awestruck, like, oh my God, this is Floyd Mayweather? Or are you like, yo, I'm Joseph Brown, I'm a fighter too? Like, what is it like for you that first time you see Floyd Mayweather?
No, first time I was starstruck for sure because I was in the gym. I think I might talking to Curmel about something, and then he came up and just dapped all of us up, and I'm like, took me a minute to process that I was Floyd. I'm like, wait, that really just happened? So yeah, even now, even though that I know him personally and we're cool, I still a little starstruck every time I get around him.
Yeah, no, I think most people would be. So, it's all fair. But for you, I'm sure it's a lot different because you work with him on a different angle. You're a boxer. He's obviously a GOAT, the GOAT in some people's opinions, right? Arguably. So what kind of advice can you share with us that you get from Floyd, maybe a fighting or just the business of this, anything? Like, what kind of gems has he given you?
I can't give away all the secrets, but, he gives a lot of advice, good advice inside of the ring. Well, not only inside the ring, but also outside of the ring too. It's just overall just a great mentor. Super blessed to have him in my life now.
For sure. And I definitely have more questions for you, Joe. So I appreciate you just rocking with us and hanging tight. I'm sure the fans have questions in the chat. But Danny, I want to come over to you really quick. So this is your 4th card, in a year, but actually in less than 6 months because your first card was in June. So, what does that feel like to already be this far along in, a short run in as a promoter?
No, it feels great. For me, it's a new chapter in my life, being a boxing promoter. And my main focus was basically I want the best young fighters on my cards. And that's why when I reached out to Curmel, and then Richard Schaefer made it happen. Floyd said, yeah. And then he said, hey, we got some more guys. We got Joseph Brown, we got Jursly Vargas. And I said, show me them. Young talent, great talent. And that's the type of fights I want to put on for the young guys for the future of boxing. And for me, it's great because I already know next year we're gonna do 4 or 5 more shows. So this is just not a one-time thing. We're gonna be around for a long time, and put on the best fights for the young fighters and build these champions. And these are the next stars of boxing. Just the future of boxing. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, yeah. Look, I was at the last card at the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia, and I could tell everybody in the chat, and definitely anybody who just missed it. Look, it was dope. The atmosphere was definitely there. Everybody, showed out. You had great fights on that card. I was a little bit mad at my man that won the card because I was like, bro, I've been doing a backflip. He was mad cool about it.
Yeah, it was crazy. So we're actually giving out more cards. I don't want to say how many, but this next show, I don't want to confirm it yet, but we're giving out some cards again. So every fight we're gonna do something different. The last fight we gave out to breast cancer. We gave a portion of the proceeds to breast cancer. We gave out the brand new Kia. This time we're actually going to give out more cards than we did last time. So I'll be announcing that soon. But it's everything we do is just gonna be different, next level stuff, and that's what's gonna separate me from all the other promoters. I'm gonna have the best young fighters. You might win a college tuition, you might get a car. You never know what you're gonna get when you come to a Swift Promotions event.
Yeah, it was dope. It was definitely dope, and I'm looking forward to this fight on November 30th. Danny, really quick, just clarify for me the venue, because I'm off on the venue. So I know it's November 30th in Atlantic City.
So November 30th is the ACX1 Stadium. It's basically a new venue. It's the first time it's gonna be boxing in there. It's dope. It has like cathedral ceilings. It fits about 1,500 to 2,000 people. It's definitely a dope spot. So that's the first time there's ever gonna be a boxing event there. It will be streamed on dmdb.com again, just like the last event. And for the people who really don't know what dmdb.com is, it's basically, it's a website that gives back 80% of the revenue to the users. It's ran by Mark Cuban, Felix Jaeger, and Barry. So it's definitely a great. So instead of running your videos on YouTube and you getting a small portion of it, this is 80% of all ad revenue. This is for the people, and that's what dmdb.com is for a lot of people. Because a lot of people ask me, what is it? What is it? It's just like Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. You can just upload all your content on there. And the more traffic that you run to this site, the more revenue you get to keep for yourself. So this is definitely for the people.
That's very interesting. Danny, tell me this. It obviously legendary career as a boxer, but now you're a promoter. What are the pros and cons of being a promoter? What do you like, and what's I gotta do this now?
No, I mean, what I love about it is that I get to work with young guys who looked up to me, because I used to be that guy. My second fight was on Floyd Mayweather's undercard when he fought Ricky Hatton. So I was always excited. I always wanted to get back to the young guys, especially in Philadelphia, because I felt like nobody ever really did that for me. I kind of had it the hard way. I had to earn my stripes and earn my fame on my own. So that's kind of like the pros. I would say the cons is just trying to sign fighters. That's pretty much it, because it's hard. A lot of fighters have managers and trainers, and they're just picky. We just want to sign you, move you, get you these fight dates, and make you a superstar. And sometimes just dealing with the fighters and the contracts, it kind of makes it more difficult.
No doubt, no doubt. Let me ask you this. Obviously the last card had Curmel Moton, like you spoke about. Richard Schaefer, Floyd Mayweather, Mayweather Promotions. They obviously worked with you to make sure that you got other fighters, and you didn't just get other fighters. You got the three of the youngest fighters at Mayweather Promotions.
For sure.
So there's a relationship there. Talk to us about that. What was it like when you first met Floyd?
When I first met Floyd, man, I think that was, like I said before, I fought on Ricky Hatton on the card. I think that was 2008 or 7. I'm not too sure. But I met Floyd a long time ago. And, Floyd always showed me love. And Richard, I was signed to Golden Boy. So Richard basically ran Golden Boy in the beginning. And that's how Richard knows me. So, these are people I've known in the boxing world for a long time. I never really had a relationship with them, outside of boxing, but we familiar with each other. Floyd always showed me love. Richard always showed me love. Golden Boy did a great job with me. And it was just one phone call, and that was it.
Yeah, yeah, and that's interesting that you say that because Oscar's been in the news recently talking about this fight and his opinion on it, but he gets a lot of flack, right? Some fighters say, "Hey, it didn't work out there. That's why I went this other route." But you think your time with Oscar and Richard Schaefer when you were at Golden Boy went well?
Yeah, definitely. Eric Gomez was the one who signed me in the Olympic trials. So he was the one who recognized me. And then at that time I was signed with Shelly Finkel. And then Shelly got me to like 20-0. And then I signed with Al Heyman. I was still a Golden Boy. But it wasn't until I met Al Heyman or signed with Al Heyman that I started to get the big fights. But other than that, Golden Boy, I can't say nothing bad about them. They did a great job with me. They believed in me from the beginning. And it was great for me. I can't say nothing bad about them.
No, thank you for that insight for sure. And that's interesting, because sometimes people have different experiences. So I'm sure people are always interested to hear the other side too. I just want to go back to Joseph really quick. So Joseph, look, you fight at 154 pounds, right?
Yeah.
And overnight that division went from, it was picking the pace to like really being a hot division. It feels like, you're looking at that over the last 2 weeks and it's gotten crazy, right? With the potential matchups and this and that. But just to kind of run through some of those fighters and then get your thoughts on them. You got the champs, right? So you got Fondora, you got Bakram, you got Bud, you got interim champs, Bud again, you got Virgil, you got Jermel, he's holding two belts as the champion in recess. You got Boychuk, you got Lubin, you got Madrimov. So here's my question. In your opinion, who do you think is the best 154 pounder today, not named Joseph Brown?
It's really hard to say. There's, like you said, there is a lot of good ones. I think Crawford being there now is pretty big. I say probably my favorite fighter in the division right now would be Sebastian Fondora, in my opinion.
Okay, no, respect. Who do you think gives him the toughest fight then at 154, Sebastian Fondora?
I think probably Crawford. I think Crawford would be a tough match because Crawford just all that experience he has, be like he would be the person to be able to outthink him and get past the long arms and all that. So I think that would probably be his toughest match.
All right, and then just my last question for you around the 154-pound division. If you were, let's play fantasy here, matchmaker, what fight would you like to see happen at 154?
Honestly, that one, Crawford and Fondora. I think Fondora has 2 belts still. So, I think he does. So
yeah, he does. He has 2 belts.
Yeah, and I think Crawford has the WBA one right now too, right? So that would be that would be another big unification match. So I think that one's pretty big.
So, and just a question, because obviously you said Fondora is the guy you like most right now, 154. He has a fight coming up with Spence. At least that's what's been reported. How do you think that fight goes? And if you're breaking it down, who do you favor how?
It's hard to say. Me personally, I would go with a prime Spence. But, it's just hard to say how, what type of arrow Spence is going to show up that night. I don't even want to judge based off, what happened with Crawford, because I feel like, I could give him the benefit of the doubt and say everyone has a bad night sometimes. But I think that one did kind of show a lot. And then he's going to jump back into this one, and this is going to be like a 1.5 year layoff or something like that. So, that's a long time to lay off after coming off a really bad loss. So, it's really hard to say. Fondora's he's a tall dude, but he also likes to fight on the inside. And, Spence is a pressure fighter. That's, get in your face. So, it's really hard. It's kind of hard to say who got that. I kind of have it 50-50.
Got you. So we talked about something earlier, just switching gears really quick, that, you didn't just fight, or you don't just fight in boxing, you fought Muay Thai. So I just wanted to ask you, what made you leave Muay Thai, get into boxing? Or are you still going to do Muay Thai?
As far as my MMA, I still practice it till this day. Of course, when I have boxing coming up, I'll focus more on my boxing to, make sure I perform well in that. But I still train in everything because, my ultimate goal is to be the first male to go from being a multiple, division boxing world champion to cross over to the UFC and win a title there. So till this day, I still practice in it. Yeah.
If you can accomplish that, you'll probably be one of the best fighters of all time. Exactly. I'm not even talking about boxing.
Yeah, just a period.
Yeah, like we're talking about fighters.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, like there's a lot of people that like try to cross over.
Has anybody ever done it?
I think the girl, Holly Holm, but no man has done it. Not a guy.
Okay. Yeah, that would be crazy.
Amanda Serrano's fought both. Clarissa Shields fought both, but champion, like world champion at the highest level in MMA, I can't think of any.
The thing is, like,
if somebody knows in the chat, because the chat knows everything. If somebody knows in the chat, y'all tell us. My bad, Joe. Go ahead.
No. I said, like, people, they try and cross over, but they try and do that at the end with like no experience. Like they just go in with good hands and just hope that's gonna work for them. But I've been like constantly doing everything like since I started. Like when I started boxing, I started everything else at the same time. And like, you know, I won world championships in Muay Thai. I've been doing jiu-jitsu like for the longest. And I spar with and hold my own with like world-class kickboxers and MMA fighters. Like right now, even after taking time off, I still go in there and like hold my own. So it's like, I'm not going to be one of those people that cross over and no experience and doesn't know what they're doing.
Now that would be dope. Just like Danny said, you could go down as the greatest like ever of all combat sports if you would have pulled that off. And I'm rooting for you on that. Let me ask you a question though. You said you've worked with world-class MMA fighters. Anybody that you could tell us that you've just done work with that we would know?
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of the people on the UFC roster, I'm stuck with their names and stuff like that. But definitely a lot of people on that roster, like as far as like kickboxers and stuff, Joe Valtellini is like my good friend. He helped me a lot. Simon Marcus, he's an 8-time world champion. Yeah, I work with a lot of them.
No doubt. Let me ask you this then. Let me get your thoughts on this because obviously you have unique insight. So, you know, Bud Crawford regarded as one of the best of this era, if not the best, right? Conor McGregor had his run and he did his thing in MMA, right? When he was on that tear. There's talks about them potentially fighting each other. So I guess my question with your insight would be, does Crawford have a chance to beat McGregor in MMA should that fight actually happen?
It'd be really hard. You know, I think he have to knock him out. Like for sure. But, you know, Crawford does have a wrestling background. So I don't know how strong his wrestling is, but I say like for MMA, like the two most important things in my opinion is boxing and wrestling. As long as you have good boxing and wrestling, that'll like, you know, take you far. You know what I mean? So because that's what he has, I'd say like he does have a chance, but it's definitely not gonna be easy.
Which one's harder, boxing or MMA?
You know, it's hard. I feel like in my opinion, I think boxing, because I feel like because I was like in my style, like I was versatile, like I was good with my kicks, like I'm a hard person to take down too. So I feel like just using my stand up alone, like I'm able to just get past with a lot of people, and I feel like just those options alone are good for me. Like I have like, you know, my legs, my hands, you know, just don't get taken down too much if I don't, you know what I mean? But boxing is just like, it's just your hands. So now I'm trying to think like, well, now how do I win this with only my hands? And that's when it becomes like, you know, a thinking game. And that's like my whole style is to like think and outthink the person. You know, I like making things a chess match. So that's why I would say boxing is probably a little bit harder because now, you know, you're only limited to 2 hands. So, you know, what can you really do with that?
Hey, listen, Danny, you need to start your own podcast, bro. You come with the fire.
No, I just wanted to know that question because I never met nobody who did both.
No, that was a great question. That was a great question because that's for real. Like, you know, there's always. I mean,
as the person to ask is gonna be him. So,
yeah,
I can never see myself getting kicked. That's why.
So you with Terence on that because that's what Terence said. He said he's not taking that fight, or you know, it's interesting, but he's not trying to get kicked in the head.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a lot of money though.
100 million each way is what they say.
It's a win-win if you ask me.
Would you do it?
I'll do it. It's 100 million.
Yeah, no doubt.
I've been in plenty of street fights.
That's funny. That's funny. That's funny you say that because I was talking to your brother. You got to confirm this for me. There's some small insight, but I said, "Damn, man, I wonder what it was like." E, right? E.
Yeah, Eric.
Yeah, Eric. So I was talking to Eric, and I was just like, "Man, it must have been crazy growing up with Danny, right? Like." He had that mean, hand game. Y'all in Philly. I'm sure y'all got into fights. And he said they used to send Danny on the bike to go handle business. He'd be back. Yeah. Come back on the bike.
When I was a kid, I used to fight my cousins. They used to call me. I on site, Street Fighter. But yeah, that's how it was. I was bad. I was a hothead. But boxing changed my life. It gave me discipline. So, you know, I was grateful for boxing for sure.
Danny, let me just read this super chat off because it's actually for you. Attorney Bailey, one of our consistent followers. He's always in the chats with us. He just says, Garcia, thanks for the memories. Always respectful gladiators in the sport, especially when families included. You always made a professional showing. My salute unto you and your family.
Appreciate it.
There you go, Attorney Bailey. Appreciate you rocking with us. Danny, you agree with Joe's take? Like, you know, as far as him fighting Conor, or you think Danny could beat Conor? If they were to go MMA, we know boxing.
Oh, Terence?
The league opinion is
Terence?
yes. Yeah.
He said Danny. I was like, oh. Boxing for sure, Terence. But he does have a wrestling background. So that's what you're talking about, right?
Conor McGregor, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like, it's different. It's apples and oranges to me. I can't really say because I've never been in that cage. But it is a fight. I would say he does have a chance because he could get him on the stand-up. He might be able to beat him to the punch and you know, drop him standing up. So I don't know, once you get on the floor and they start wrestling and doing all those elbows and stuff and kicking, I don't know how that might go, but it seems like a good deal if you ask me though.
Yeah. I mean, look, 100 million both ways. That's the room of money. That's a pretty big bag, right?
For sure.
Let me ask you this. So I have another segment that I run. So this is our No Holds Barred segment. Appreciate you joining us again. We always, look forward to having the best thing popping on in boxing at the time. And Swift Promotions is definitely that right now, right? So that's what No Holds Barred is about. It's about bringing people on and just catching the fans up with them and then what's hot in boxing. But I got a different segment. It's called No Disrespect. It's basically just like a talk segment with the fans. Like people like my man, Attorney Bailey, will join. We bring up a hot topic and then we let it debate what you think. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? So a topic I had last week, and I'd be interested in both y'all opinions. My topic was Bud smokes everybody at 154 pounds, so he can't be beat. Do you agree with that, Danny? Is there a guy at 154 pounds today, and I can name them, that you would say, man, 50-50 even with Bud? Because I don't see it. That's just my opinion.
Stylistically, like there's some fights. Like Fondora will be a hard fight because he's a bigger guy. He's younger. He's southpaw. He's 6'7". So stylistically, that might be a hard fight. Because remember, Terence started his career at 135, so he's naturally not a 154 pounder. Even I would say Charlo will be a hard fight too, because you know he's naturally bigger than him. He's been at that weight for a long time. And when you fight those naturally bigger guys, it's always hard. Like when he fought Madrimov, it wasn't that Madrimov had crazy skill. It was the size, it was the strength. You know, he was able to take Terence's punches and give him back, you know, and make it a close fight. So he is giving up the weight advantage. So I don't know. This is definitely, it's all about matchmaking. That's all I can say. You know, styles really make fights, and I think there are some fights out there that's dangerous for him. But you just have to see them, you know.
Nah, for sure, and I agree with you. I think there's tons of tough fights. I mean, Bakram, who just won right against Tim Tszyu, he's a monster. You know, that was a crazy fight. Obviously Fondora. You got a lot of tough fights. I guess when he fought Spence, that was before the fight happened, right?
Yeah.
The prevailing opinion was 50-50, right? So people say, oh, that's a 50-50 fight. And then whatever happened. So I guess that's what I'm curious about. Like, is there and Joe, you give me your take on this. Is there a fight out there that's actually, people sleeping on him? Yo, he's 50-50 with Terence right now. Like that would be, or even could he beat him?
I mean, I think, just like Danny said, styles make fights. So, someone like Fondora, like a natural 54 pounder, like 6'6" southpaw, like it's not an easy matchup for sure. It's not easy at all. Also, the guy that just beat Tim Tszyu Bakram, I think is his name. He's also a great fighter too. So like I kind of agree with you. I think, in my opinion, I think Crawford still like with his experience and stuff could beat everyone in that division. But I mean, I think, a couple of those fights definitely could, it's a possibility. It could go both ways. They're super close.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. What do you guys think about that Bakram Zoo fight? What do you think, Joe?
Um,
Were you shocked?
he's like I was and I wasn't at the same time. Like I kind of just watched him for a little bit, like warming up, and like something about this guy, like it's crazy. I think what more shocked me is just how like Tim Tszyu was responding after getting just hit. Like when he got dropped the first time and decides to just run back in there and gets dropped again and run back in there. Like I just don't believe that was like smart on his part. I feel like if he just would have just tried to like box smart a little bit, he could have escaped that and kind of like gathered himself together a little bit and then tried to do something else. Work on another game plan. I just felt like like I said, just the way he responded is the reason why he ended up getting stopped. So I mean, ultimately, yeah, it did surprise me. It did surprise me.
Yeah, I was there ringside, and I don't think anybody thought.
Yeah, that was ugly. That was ugly. I mean, I just feel like Tim Tszyu, for somebody who has a country behind him, and he's coming off that Fondora loss, that was a tough matchup to come back like right away, especially for somebody who has a fan base and has a country, and it was just a bad matchup. I don't know what went on out behind the scenes or not, but they were supposed to go back to his country, give him a fight to come back, then go into that fight. Because that was like, you lose the Tim Tszyu fight, then you get knocked out. It's just like, it's like, it looks like your career is over and you're so young. So it's just like, to me, it was just terrible management, my personal opinion.
Yeah, and I mean,
nobody knew the guy. He's the champion, but nobody knew him. He just made a name off you.
Yeah. No, you legit. Especially being a promoter, like, how do you navigate that yourself? Because now you're gonna, you're signing fighters like, I know we're looking to speak with Christian Cangalosi. I know we're looking to speak with Quincy Williams. And that's our segment tomorrow. No disrespect. So for y'all in the chat, we've invited them as special guests. We're gonna do an interview with them in between and maybe get their take on a couple of things. But what's it like for you, Danny? So, you're signing guys now. How do you not move them too quick? How do you, like, especially with your insight, what advantages do they have coming to Swift Promotion?
Well, number one, you got to know your fighter's skill level. And that's how you know how to move them. You can move them quick, you can move them slow, or sometimes you don't know until you give them a fight where people start fighting back a little bit. You be like, hold on, let me slow it down a little bit. Let me build them up. But when you get to a high level and you're a superstar, you got to kind of be smart. You got to fight fights that make sense. You want to get the fans the great fights, of course. But if you come off a loss with a gash in your head, in a tough battle, I'm not going to send you back into another big championship fight with an unknown guy who's a killer. You might want to go back home to Australia and do a warm-up fight. Then we go to the big fight. So I feel like if you have a star in your hands, you have to kind of navigate and, keep the star alive. You don't want to get the star knocked off. So to me, it's just knowing your fighter's skill level, building them up. And, of course, you got to protect. Everybody's protecting in a way in boxing. Nobody fights the best fight every time. So especially when you're building a star, you got to give them the right fights, give them the right experience. And when the time is right, you take the risk and hopefully become the champion. If not, then that's just the way it is.
As a fighter, then, how do you manage the criticism, from fans who feel like you're not taking the fights they want to see because you're doing things like that, which is a smart game plan?
Yeah. I mean, in the beginning, when you're moving fighters, like, you're not fighting big name fighters anyway, so there's going to be no criticism. Everyone loves a prospect. That's one thing I learned about boxing. Everyone loves a prospect. The minute you start making noise and start making some money, and the eyes are on you, and you're in the top 10, you're fighting this, you ducking man, now you're ducking mandatory, then that's when it becomes, all right, now we don't like this fighter. It's like the hate starts coming. That's when the hate starts coming, when you start getting noticed and you don't get the fans the fight they want to see. But the fights always happen eventually, but it's just not on sometimes when the fans want it. And it's just the way boxing is. I didn't make this up. I didn't create that. It's just boxing's all about timing. And when the time is right, that fight will happen.
How important is that? Choosing the right opponent and the right time?
Oh, it's very important, because if you want to have a long-term career, there's no way you can go out there and fight killers every single time. No fighter in the history of boxing has, at that level, fought killers back to back to back. You know, you got to learn how to, fight a good fight and then, defend the title and then go back to a good fight and just mix it up. Especially if these guys are a big star in the game, you want to know how to keep the star alive. Like I said, you don't want to get the stars knocked off. So boxing's about making superstars. And how do you make a superstar? You got to take care of them.
Yeah. No, listen, believe me, I think, it could be risky, right? We don't know. Like, talking about Spence specifically, like a guy like Spence coming back, Joseph, what you were saying, to a fight like Fondora, should he take a setup fight for? I don't like to say tune-up because I think, it's you can't never call a guy who's in there throwing a punch at you a tune-up, right? Because they can hurt you. But a setup, right? A setup fight, I think is a better term. But a setup fight, right? Do you have any Danny, look, you obviously have history with Spence. Do you have concerns for him with this fight? Do you think like this is the smart move?
It's a little concerning because myself, I came off a 2-year layoff. I went up another weight class. I'm really a 140, 147 pound fighter, so I came off a 2-year layoff. I went up to middleweight trying to win a middleweight title. And, it didn't work out for me. And that layoff definitely does, it like you feel the layoff. And then definitely going up in weight, the punches are different. They're hitting harder. The body strength is different. So it's definitely a big risk when you're coming off a layoff and you're going up in weight. So, and then he's coming off a bad, knockout loss. So there's a lot of questions, and only he knows what he believes in and how he feels. So it's definitely a risk for sure, though. I mean, it's always a risk. Every time you go in the ring, something can happen. So it's just all about your mindset, how much you believe in yourself.
Should you draw any concerns?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like Danny said, that long layoff, and then only he really knows how it's gonna play out. I think it could be another money grab, because I know a lot of people would like to see him back again. So, yeah, I mean, only Errol Spence truly knows how that's really gonna play out. But I mean, yeah, it is for sure risky coming off of that long layoff. Like, I think he should take like an easier fight first and then go back into that. And I think, if he did that, he would have a much better chance and feel a lot better.
Let's do this. Let's go to the chat real quick because we're still waiting on a couple people to join us. But I want to make sure if there's any questions while we have Danny and while we have Joseph that we ask them for you. But let's see here. We got anything good? I know we got another super chat. So okay, Garcia. This is what it says. Garcia, if you fought Crawford, what would you focus on and how would you prepare? Weaknesses. You are absolutely on point with moving a fighter. I'm not sure what he meant about exactly that. You are absolutely on point with moving a fighter. Oh, okay. I see what he's saying. He was talking about, when we were talking about like fighters and the path that they take. But the question was, if you fought Crawford, what would you focus on and how would you prepare weaknesses? I guess he's asking you like any opportunities you see.
Well, me and Crawford actually fought 2 times in amateurs. 1-1. So we have a history. But he's always been a mentally strong fighter, and I think when you fight Spence, it's not really about the skill. It's about you have to match his mindset. He's just locked in. He has a mean, like when he's in that ring, he's mean. So you got to kind of match his mindset, and you got to be there. You got to believe in yourself 100%, and that's all it comes down to. When you're at that level. When you're at that top level, everybody can fight. It's all about who really believes is the better man that night. And that's the person who always wins, is the person who believes they can win. And that's all it comes down to. It's not really about the skill because everybody at that level can fight. It's all about who just believes in himself the most and who's more spiritually there. That's it.
What do you think about amateur history playing into the pros? Like, does it have an impact?
Absolutely.
Is it different?
Absolutely. It means a lot. And I always bring this up. Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. Why was Ryan so confident? Because he already fought him for free and he beat him. He already knew he could beat him. I fought Terence 2 times running the amateurs. I already know that I can beat him. because I already did it before. So history means a lot in boxing, and it's all a mind thing. If you already fought somebody, you can beat them. Doesn't matter what level.
Yeah, no, it's very interesting because I have a question I want once we get some of the other guys on here. I wanted to get, because listen, y'all all have obviously y'all are professionals, y'all have amateur backgrounds. I wanted to get y'all thoughts on this Tank Lamont because they have that similar thing, right? They've got amateur history, so a lot of people are doubting Lamont. They don't think maybe it was the right pick for Tank, but like you just said, that history could play a factor. Joe, just to kind of get you in on this real quick, what do you think about that? Do you think Tank has a better shot than people or excuse me, Lamont has a better shot than people are giving him, and his amateur history will help him win this fight potentially?
I think that amateur history definitely will help and play in Lamont's favor more because that's going to give him more confidence and it's going to make him like not saying that he was before, but like less scared of Tank because he's already been in there with him. I don't know how many times they fought or like who won what, but just the fact that he's been there with him before, that gives you a lot of confidence. So I think he is gonna do good. I still would still slightly favor Tank with that one. But I think, it should be like a really good fight leading up to like the middle to later rounds.
Yeah. Just to answer your question, they fought once. They fought once for sure. Tank won that fight on points, so that's their history. Just to clarify for you, but like we just spoke about, you just never know, right? Because that history can come back and give him, the insight that maybe he would need to win the fight. What were you going to say, Danny? My bad.
No, I wasn't going to say nothing.
Oh no, you good. But yeah, again, we're just waiting. So for everybody in the chat, appreciate y'all rocking with us. We're just waiting on Jursly Vargas. We got Curmel Moton joining us soon. There's a fight November 30th that y'all should definitely be in tune with. Swift Promotions, Taylor Garcia 4. This is the Pride of the Money team. And there's a lot of great fighters on there. So Danny, while we have a second, just tell us, who else is on that card that we should be looking out for? That's Swift Promotions.
We have my fighters, Quincy Williams. We have Christian. We have Billy Briscoe Jr. We have Miguel Roman. We have Anthony Young. He's from Atlantic City. And we have a lot of young undefeated prospects. So it's going to be a great night, So it's going to be action-packed with all young fighters, all young talent.
Talk to me a little bit about Christian Cangelosi. Yeah,
definitely. So they sent me him and they was like, check this guy out. He's 9-0. And I went on YouTube. I started looking at his fights. I said, he has some skill. I think he has some potential. Italian kid, marketable, and the most important thing, I thought he could fight. And I said, let's do it. Let's make a deal happen. And 2 weeks and 2 weeks of negotiations, we got the job done. And he's actually my second official signee behind Quincy Williams.
Got you. What's that like, Danny? So you obviously have a boxer's eye. You've done it before, but how difficult is it to recognize talent in an upcoming fighter when you're putting cards together?
You just look for a certain demeanor, a certain mindset, the way they handling their opponents at that level. So when you go in there and you're supposed to knock a dude out and you do it in fashion, that's always a great sign. Anytime a young prospect goes in there and does what he's supposed to do. And I felt like he did everything he was supposed to do in every fight. And he looked somebody, they told me he sparred good fighters, world champions, held his own. And they say somebody you can move at a fast pace. And that's what it's looking like. So I'm happy with it. And I think we could turn him into a champion for sure.
Yeah, no, look, like I said, tomorrow, for anybody that's in the chat, we're going to have Christian Cangelosi and Quincy Williams. We'll get to learn more about them. We'll get to, get the insight on, today's boxing and what's going on for sure. But if you're not in tune, Swift Promotions, November 30th, Taylor Garcia 4. This is Danny's 4th card in less than 6 months. They've only gotten bigger and better. Like I told y'all, there was a card given away at the last one. I definitely tried to win it. It didn't work out, but homeboy won a car in the ring. I saw that happen. And, like Danny told you, there's other things coming, right? So if you're not in tune, DM, I always get it wrong.
DMDB.com.
DMDB.
Yep.
DMDB.com. it's definitely going to put you in the right direction. Make sure you're on to that. That's how they enter the raffle, right? And do they have to be at the fight again for this one?
So this time we're gonna give out some cards, but they're gonna give out half of the cards on the website. So you have to go on the website, make a profile, and then submit a video. And then at the fight, I'm gonna do the same thing I did at the last fight, where you get a ticket, we'll put it in the bag, and then I'll pick out whoever wins, and it's one lucky winner.
There you go. There you go. So look, again, thank y'all for rocking with me in the chat. If y'all got some questions, you're not gonna get Danny Garcia, Joseph Brown, Jursly Vargas, and Curmel Moton every single day. So definitely come in the chat. We got more than enough people in here. If y'all wanna, there we go. If you want to post a question, let me know. Let's see here. Yeah. So Joe, just a question in the chat from one of our followers, Martin Brown. He says, Bozy Ennis, I guess he's assuming this. You can confirm this, though. He's saying Bozy Ennis will be Joseph's coach for his next fight. Is that accurate, Joseph? He's cornering you in the next fight? Okay, great. How does Joseph feel sparring with Boots and having Bozy coaching him now?
Yeah, it's been amazing training with Bozy, and then same thing with Boots. I personally think Boots is like the best in the world right now. On a pound for pound list too. I think he's super, super, super underrated, and you'd have to actually just watch him in person train or to actually understand that. But yeah, I got to spar with him a few times. I sparred with him I think it was last week. Yeah, I sparred with him last week. He's looking super sharp. Yeah, and it's been a blessing. I've learned a lot from him. And same thing with Bozy. I've been able to pick up so many just different new things for working with him. So yeah, it's gonna be great.
Tell me this. So we were just talking about Bud Crawford for a little bit. Obviously, you have history of Boots. I feel for Boots because I actually saw an interview with him earlier. I forget where it was at, but I know I ran into a clip of him where he says something like, "Look, he's just tired of talking about that fight because obviously he wants it, but it doesn't look like it'll come to fruition." But I gotta ask you, your insight, Joseph. How do you think that fight actually plays out, Boots Crawford, if it were to happen?
I think it'd be definitely super close because I feel like their styles are pretty similar too, and also the fact that they both switched too. I think that'd be a great fight. I think just right now, Boots, Boots being the younger fighter, I think he's got, not calling Crawford old, but he's just got youth on his side. So I feel like because of that, I have to swing with more towards Boots. But yeah, that'd be a great matchup.
What do you think, Danny?
I would love to see that fight. It's just a generational difference in that fight. That's the only thing. Crawford feels like he's dominated the last 10 years, and that's just political at this point. That's why that fight's not happening. But that fight will be, I think that fight will live up to how the Crawford and Spence fight was supposed to live up to, like a war. I think that fight will be a grueling war. Two vicious fighters, youth versus experience, but Crawford is still undefeated, never really took a lot of punishment, and Boots wants the world. So anytime you got those two type of guys, it's going to be a clash of the Titans.
Not facts. It's crazy because, obviously before I asked y'all, 154, who beats Crawford, right? I didn't say Boots because he's not at 154, he's at 147. I think that would be a dope fight personally myself, but like you just said, probably not going to happen. But would that, or is that the toughest fight for Crawford out there? Obviously, Canelo would be the toughest fight because it's 2 divisions up. But in and around there, I mean, is Boots or a guy like Jermell who's slick, he's got a punch, knows he's got good IQ, but he's had a long layoff. Like, what's the best fight that we could possibly see Bud in, if not Canelo, which is what he wants? Should he just take the Boots fight? Should he fight Jermell?
I don't know. It's a lot of good fights out there. But for right now, Crawford for him is financial. Like, you want your next fight to be the biggest fight, For him, he feels like he's unified, but he's a 4-time division world champion, 2-time unified. So he's looking for the biggest money fights possible, and whatever makes at his age, late 30s, Was 36, 37. He's looking for the biggest fights, and that's what he should be looking for because he earned it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens next or what route he goes. If he lands that, Canelo fight, if he ends up taking a fight at 154 with another champion to unify, I think we got somebody joining us. There we go.
Yo, what's up?
Man, chilling. Thank you so much for joining us, Jursly.
For sure, my bad, man.
Nah. No problem, bro. Listen, the fans are excited to have you here. Like I told everybody in the chat, it's not likely that you'll see all these folks in the same place at one time, that quickly or that soon again. So thank you for your time. Let me introduce you properly.
Sure.
So for anybody unfamiliar, I got my man, goes by the Gorilla. His name is Jursly Vargas, 20 years young, 135-pounder. For anybody unfamiliar with his background, born in Curaçao, raised in Rotterdam in the Netherlands. And this is the part I need you to clarify because I couldn't figure this part out. But I mean, it's obviously got to be the reason, or am I assuming? You Dominican?
Yeah, I'm Dominican, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Jursly, you speak Spanish, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Dutch?
Yeah.
And obviously English. Anything else you speak that we don't know about?
Caribbean. I speak Caribbean as well. I was born in Curaçao, so I got taught the language.
That's dope.
What's up, Joseph? What's up, Danny? How y'all doing?
Doing good, bro. How you doing?
For sure. Good, man. For sure.
Sure.
Is this the first time, Danny, you meet Jursly as well?
Yeah, my first time meeting both of them, yeah.
Sure.
Oh, this is fire. Good looking. Thank you, Swift Promotions. Only on FightHype.
Hell yeah.
Only on FightHype. Yo, Jursly, if it's not too much to ask, is there any way we could get you to turn your camera just to the side? That way we can see you full screen.
To the side? What you mean?
Yeah, like you just flip it. You probably holding it straight up like that. Just put it like that.
Yeah. Oh, like this?
Yes, sir.
Oh, for sure. My bad.
Nah, you good, man. You good. Let's get right into it. This is your fourth fight this year. So just talk to us, Jursly, about a pace. What is it meant for you to have 4 fights this year, and what kind of pace you looking to keep next year?
The same pace for real. I would like to fight, like 3-4 times a year. I feel like that's good for me. Maybe 5 is cool too. But this was a great year, man, and we're about to close it in a great way.
Yeah, let's talk about that. November 30th, Atlantic City, ACX1 venue. Swift Promotions. Danny Garcia, obviously it's the first time you meet him, but what does it mean to you to fight on a Danny Garcia card, Swift Promotions?
So, it means a lot. I used to watch Danny on TV all the time, when I was back home before even moving to Las Vegas. So, getting the opportunity to fight on his card is it's great. That's something we'll never forget,
Yeah.
It's an accomplishment for me, for real.
It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. Like I've been sharing with the chat and throughout this live. I was at the last one. It was a really dope card. Curmel headline. To get Curmel, Joseph, and Jursly, along with all the other great fighters, Quincy Williams, and then all the other great talent that Danny's bringing to this card. It's gonna be a dope event. So make sure y'all tuning in November 30th. Let's talk about this, Jursly. So you signed to Mayweather Promotions.
Mm-hmm.
You're in a stable with Curmel Moton, who's definitely getting a lot of attention. Joseph Brown, who has a great background. You're aligning with Danny Garcia. What is this? Fourth fight in, right? This year.
Yeah.
How do you deal with all that, man? How do you deal with the, does it feel like pressure? Is it not pressure? How do you deal with the high expectations?
Nah, man, no pressure at all, man. This is me. This is me all day. This is what I do. This is what I've been wanting to do since I was a little boy. So, ain't never pressure, man. I feel comfortable with doing this all, Pressure is my best friend, man. This is what I do.
No doubt. Let me ask you this, Jursly, because I asked Curmel this last time I had him on, and he was honest, and I think it was fair. I just said, look, do you ever get tired, Curmel, of people asking you about Tank? And he was like, yeah, I do, right? Because obviously he's his own man. He's carving his own path. Now, with you, Jursly, it hasn't even been like, people talking about so much about a fight or this or that, but just that you look alike. Have you heard that? Have you seen that? And what do you think about people saying you look like Tank?
Yeah, basically every day, on my social medias and stuff like that, they always say that I look like Tank. Like we fight alike and stuff like that. But, I feel like I can't really see it as a bad thing. Tank is doing great things, but end of the day, I'm my own man. I feel like I always will have a different sauce than everybody. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool the comparing and stuff like that, but the Tank is not me.
No doubt. No doubt. Enough said. Have y'all ever done any work together though?
No.
No. Let me ask you about Curmel. Curmel, somebody you've obviously shared gym space with. I was there before Mayweather one time. I saw y'all both doing work. You're at 135, right?
Yeah, I fight at 130, but we doing 35 now.
Got it. Got it. And I think Curmel, he's kind of fluctuated too in around that 130 to 140 range.
Yeah.
Have you guys done work together? And if so, what's that been like?
Yeah, me and Curmel, it's my brother. We train together all the time, and we sparred a couple times as well. And that's great work, man. Like competitive, we push each other, to the, push each other to our limits and stuff like that. It's always great work with him, man. It's always great work.
Yeah. What? No, were you gonna say something? My bad, Jursly.
No, it's always great work, man. Me and him, it's my brother. We locked in. We help each other, talk a lot, and just work, man. Work on beating up these guys.
There you go. We're gonna talk about your division because you are in a stacked division, my friend. But just to wrap that up, what do you think you've been able to learn from Curmel? What do you think you've been able to teach Curmel?
It's not even learn or teach. It's just like we both like hard workers. We both got great talent. So it's like it's not even learn or teach. You from every sparring partner that you spar with, you get a couple points and stuff like that. I feel like he's real fast. He's real fast with his punches and throws a lot of combinations. So there's some good things he does. I'm a heavy hitter for real. So there's some things that I do. I like a lot of things that he does. So just real competitive.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. We appreciate that insight. Let's talk about your division really quick, right?
Yeah.
So at 135, you got champs, obviously, Barinchik, you got Loma, you got Tank, you got Shakur. And then you got a lot of contenders under that right now. So you got Keyshawn, Cepedas, fellow Dominican, along with De Los Santos. We got Cambosis, Andy Cruz, Abdullah Mason. I mean, I could keep going. Who, if obviously not naming Jursly Vargas, who do you think is the best, or who do you favor the most at 135 right now?
I think it's between Tank and Shakur.
Tank and Shakur. So that leads me right to my next question.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think is the toughest fight at 135? Tank Shakur?
Yeah, for sure.
Give us your insight, Jursly. How does that fight go?
I'm just trying to see what Shakur gonna do when he gets hit. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he hasn't really been hit like that for real. And but if I feel like if it goes to distance, I think it go to Shakur. But if it stops early, I think it's for Tank.
No doubt, no doubt. So I guess it could be 50-50. Is that what you're saying? 50-50?
Yeah, it could be 50-50. I feel like they kind of got I feel like they really have different styles. And I like Tank's style a little bit more. But yeah. It's 50-50.
Got you. And just one last question in and around 135. Obviously Tank is scheduled to fight Lamont. Some folks have given him a hard time. Maybe it wasn't the best pick, or they wanted to see a different fight like a Shakur. Lamont and Tank have amateur history. Tank won in that fight, but Lamont does know him well. Just your thoughts on that whole thing. Like, is it a good opponent? Does Lamont have a better chance to win than people think because of their history? What do you think?
Look, I feel like I feel like in the boxing game, you really can't sleep on anybody. You know what I'm saying? You can't overlook nobody and stuff like that. So I feel like Tank will win for sure. But you can overlook him. You know what I'm saying? It's boxing, and the one punch and it cannot end. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he got a good chance for sure, but I don't think he got what it takes to stop Tank.
Got you. You fight November 30th. What can we expect from you, my friend? I know you have 2 knockouts. I'm sure you wanted to finish the last fight. You're motivated. A 4th fight this year. Talk to us. What can we expect on November 30th in Atlantic City?
A show before the fight and a show in the fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm a star. That's how I rock. Nah, man, I feel like I'm mentally stronger than I was these last couple of fights. I'm active. You know what I'm saying? This is my 4th fight this year, so I feel great. I feel comfortable, and I'm ready to put on a show, man. Once again, thank you to Danny for the chance, and I'm gonna show out. And hopefully we can be on the other shows.
Sure.
Yo, thank you, Jursly. Joe, I'm gonna get you with the same question, but I just want to ask Jursly one last question. That's, do you feel like, is it the Netherlands? Is it Curacao? Is it DR? Like, when you go in that ring, is it all 3 you repping equally? Is there one you rep more?
Nah, it's all equally, man. I got fans from DR, the Netherlands, and Curacao. So I'm putting them all on my back and just put a show on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope,
For
bro.
sure.
That's definitely dope, and we excited to see you on November 30th.
Thank
Joe,
you.
nah, for sure. Rock with us if you can, man. We are just waiting on Curmel. If you got to go, we understand, but definitely have a question for all of y'all. So we'll see what happens, but we appreciate you hopping on.
For sure.
Joe, November 30th, your 3rd fight this year. What can we expect from you, man?
I can just expect an amazing performance. I feel like I'm a special fighter that's a little different from the rest and not somebody that you see often. So, you can expect, just a great performance and a win for sure.
No doubt. And again, just making sure y'all clear November 30th, Atlantic City, Taylor Garcia 4, the Pride of the Money team. And Jursly, I almost forgot to ask you this. I'm going out of my mind. Yeah, it's been a long day or something, but I gotta know this. So, what's your first memory of Floyd Mayweather? Like, the first time you can remember Floyd Mayweather popping in your head? Was it a fight, a moment, you met him?
I used to watch it when I was small, always. Like, he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. So it didn't matter where I was. I was in the Netherlands or in the yard. It was always Floyd Mayweather. But I feel like seeing him in real life, was a shock, for real. Was a shock. I like couldn't believe it and stuff like that. See how he pulls off, how he leaves place and stuff like that. It's just either man.
I know when you did this, how he pulls up, you was talking about some big body, because that's not no little car right there. I want a little car where you did. Nah,
yeah,
that's what's up.
For sure.
So how did you? And I've heard you talk about this before, but just
speaking of cars, we're giving out cars.
Listen.
Yeah, that's what Danny does, man.
More cars. We're giving out some more cars November 30th. So make sure you come to AC and make sure you sign up on dmdb.com, because we gave out a car the last show. We're gonna give out some more cars this show.
Oh yeah,
Facts.
Man. He does it different, man. He does it different.
For sure.
Yeah. And I was there to witness. Somebody definitely won a car. I definitely tried to win it. So did my friends that were there. We was trying to win that car. It was dope. Yeah, no, I just wanted to ask you, Jursly, just that first meeting with Floyd. I know you spoke about it before, but what was that like? Can you describe it for maybe some fans who aren't aware? Because you spoke about he came to a fight, but how did he end up at that fight? Was it purposely just to come see you fight? Was he in town?
It didn't go like that. I fought in Amsterdam, my first pro fight, and that fight just went viral. It was a big knockout. I was the headliner of the show, and that fight just went viral. And after like 2-3 weeks, it got to Floyd, and a couple of days later, I was on the phone with him, And you know, he basically told me like gonna take care of me. He gonna sign me. He wants me to be part of the team. And 2 weeks after that, I was signed, and then after Christmas, I moved out here to Vegas. It really happened fast, man. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's dope. That's like the equivalent of like, maybe I'm showing my age here. 50 Cent signing to Eminem or Drake signing Lil Wayne, right? Like it's that moment where you find that star. Cause look, what does that feel like for you? Like it's Floyd Mayweather, right? You what
Bro, I
one fight
could
in
like,
and he
bro,
wants to sign
after
you.
my debut, being signed after my debut, that's just crazy. Like your career just about to start, and you signed to the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather. More than a promotion, I feel like he a mentor. You know what I'm saying? Like he available 24/7. He gives you advice, all that. And even when I was on the flight on my way to Vegas, it's like I still couldn't believe what was going on. You know what I'm saying? Till I really saw him and spoke to him, sat down with him, and just spoke about the future and stuff like that. Like, okay, we locked in now.
Yeah, that's got to be crazy, and that's got to be real validating for you too. Because like, if Floyd wants to sign you, you nice, you have great self belief, but now you
For
got the
sure.
belief from the GOAT. That's got to make you feel like, man, anything, I'm coming for everything now.
Yeah, I don't think he will sign just anyone. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely gives you a boost, especially after you already feel like you that nigga. It just like he gives you, more motivation. Like, yo, I really do this. You know what I'm saying? I'm really like,
You
yeah,
him.
for sure, for
Talk your
sure.
talk. Now that's dope. So again, to reiterate for y'all, this is the type of talent you looking to see November 30th.
Definitely, man. Definitely. I'm coming to eat. I'm coming to eat. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna close the year off good, in a good way.
It's gonna be a
And
good Christmas.
yeah, for sure. Good Christmas. I already can eat my Thanksgiving, so
Right.
I gotta,
It's all
I
part of the
gotta
sacrifice.
exactly.
Somebody's gonna make sure, or excuse me, somebody's gonna have to pay for that, huh? So I guess what Jersey's telling y'all is somebody's going to sleep November 30th. Joe's telling y'all he's coming to do the same thing. It's Atlantic City.
Yeah,
Let me make sure I get the arena right. ACX one venue. It's Swift Promotions. Taylor Garcia 4. I mean, I've been telling them the whole time that we've been doing this live. I was at the last event. I'm telling y'all, I go to all the events. I'm everywhere that there's a boxing event in the United States of America. If it's a popping event, probably there, right? It was dope. It was dope. It was dope to see a promotion that is less than a year old have its third fight, see the fans turn out and see really great talent. I learned about a lot of talent on that card, Danny. There was people that I didn't know about. Like, I was talking about JYD, Junkyard Dog. I figured him out from your card. Great talent. But go ahead, Danny, what you would say?
And don't forget, if you can't make it to the fight, you can stream it on dmdb.com.
yeah.
All you gotta do is sign up and then stream dmdb.com if you can't make it to the fight. So make sure
Y'all better make it though. Y'all better make it though. It's about to be a show, man.
for sure.
Definitely. And we're just waiting on Curmel. So before he hops in here, I think I saw a couple questions. Joseph Taz wants to know, do you still do Muay Thai?
Yeah, I still practice it. I still practice everything, even though I'm boxing. I still practice everything.
Yeah, Taz asked that a couple times. There you go, Taz. We got you. Let's see what else. And for any MMA fans in the building, Joe he's certified that he finds boxing harder. So there's always that debate. You're getting it from a guy who does both. But again, I guess that's open to opinion. Yeah, look, we got another fight card coming up in in a couple weeks. Somebody that you related to. Obviously, we talked about him before a little bit, but just while we wait for Curmel, another Philly guy, Danny. Boots is coming back out. He's fighting in Philadelphia. When it comes to that fight, it's a guy he fought already. He beat. Maybe he didn't beat him the way he wanted to. What do you think, especially like with being a mandatory and this not being maybe the fight that he wanted? What kind of performance you think Boots is looking to put on, especially from seeing him firsthand? I know you were just there sparring with him a little while ago, right, Joe?
Yeah. Like I said, I just sparred him last week, so I mean, it's going to be a big difference for sure. He's prepared well for it. And I can see that from the way he's been sparring with other people, and then actually being in the ring with him. It's gonna be way different this time around.
Danny, what you think?
Yeah, definitely. For me, you know, Boots is on a whole different level right now, mentally and physically. So I feel like whoever goes in there with him at this point of his career is just not going to end out good. You know, I know the last time he did 12 rounds with this guy, he was a little awkward. He was moving around. He was making a dip. He wasn't like, he did what he was supposed to do. Give him 12 rounds. So I think this fight, he learned from that, and mentally and physically, he should be able to knock him out.
Do you think he should stay in that division and just, you know, become undisputed there if that's, you know, that's the goal? Or should, because it seems like 154 is where all the fights are now. Do you think Boo should just make that leap?
Yeah, I mean, if he can't get a unification fight with like Mario Barrios or something, because I know he wants to unify. I know that's like something he really wants to do. But if he can't unify, I think his next best step will be going up to 154, because then it's like unlimited matches you can make for sure.
Yep. Look, I definitely don't want to hold y'all up. I know we waiting on Curmel, just waiting to get some confirmation. So I appreciate y'all time. Thank you, Joseph, for rocking with us. Jursly for jumping in. Danny, always, you know, for making sure we're able to talk to all the fighters and, you know, really put them on about what's going on with Swift Promotions here on FightHype. But before we let y'all go, just to, you know, get some things out to the fans, anything that they should know, Jursly, socials, where to find you.
Sure. First of all, I want to thank Danny for the opportunity. You know, I really appreciate it. Thank you for, you know, allowing me to show my skills on your show and stuff like that.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, bro.
For sure. Thank you, man. Y'all can follow me on all my social media, Jursly. You know, just my my name. And rock with me, man. We about to start. We about to keep it going.
There you go. Joseph.
Yeah, you know, just want to do the same thing. You know, thank Danny again for, you know, giving me the opportunity to be on your card and, you know, showcase my talent.
For sure, bro. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Sure. You know, I'm looking forward to, you know, not only this one, but more in the future. And as far as my socials, you know, all my socials are real Joseph Brown. So yeah, you can find me there.
There you go. There you go.
Yes, sir, man. TMT finna be in the building, man. Shout out to Mayweather Promotion, Floyd Mayweather. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks, man. It's about to show out. It's about to get going, man. Let's get it.
If y'all don't show up to this fight, y'all tripping. Listen, you're getting three guys early on in their careers who are going to put on a freaking show. There's some people's getting knocked out. It's an exciting event. You've seen them all at the same time. You could win a car. It's Danny Garcia, Swift Promotions. It's Mayweather Promotions.
Yes,
I mean, we
sir.
put it on. You know, boxing is definitely good when you have exciting events, and this is an exciting event. So y'all need to turn out November 30th. Y'all need to show up in AC. If y'all ain't got no plans, come through. That's that's Thanksgiving weekend. That's Thanksgiving weekend. Go eat, do your thing with the fam Thanksgiving. Do some. Is that Thanksgiving weekend exactly, Danny? Hold on. Yeah, that's that Saturday. Perfect.
Yeah.
Go do your Black Friday shopping and then go catch a dope fight. I mean, like that's my plans. That's what it sounds like I'm doing. Doing my thing Thanksgiving, Black Friday, we're going shopping, and we're going to turn out to this fight, and I suggest you do the same. Danny, anything they should know, anything you want to share, and of course, you know, where they should find you always.
Oh, for sure. No, just make sure you tune in. If you can't make it to the fight, to the ACX1 Stadium in AC to watch these young fighters. I mean, tickets are still available on tailupgarcia.com. So if you want to buy tickets to the fights on tailupgarcia.com, still got some tickets available. But if you can't make it, make sure you sign up to dmdb.com and you can stream the fight there. There is a price, it's $9.99. So there's only $10 to watch the brightest young stars in boxing. And hope to see you all there. And appreciate all the fans. You can find me on all my socials, Danny Swift Garcia.
There you go. We're going to let these guys go. They gave us a lot of their time tonight. Joseph, I appreciate you showing up. Danny, thank you always. Jursly, nice meeting you, bro, for the first time. And look forward to speaking again. Bro. Yeah, facts, bro. Appreciate your time. Que lo que, manito. You already know it's the Puerto Rican kid with the Dominican kid.
For sure. Hell yeah.
Yup. Nah, put on. Look, I thank y'all all for your time, fans. Y'all stay with us. We're going to wait for Curmel for a little bit, but we don't want to tie them up anymore. Thank y'all.
All right, man. All right, y'all be good.
Yep. Listen, man, it's No Holds Bar. It's episode number 7. This is the Pride of the Money team. You just had Danny Garcia on here. You got Joseph Brown. You had Jursly Vargas. I mean, these are the type of interviews and videos that you just never know. 10 years from now, you'll be coming back to this one like, damn, remember that time, right? So keeping up with us. Keep supporting. I'll keep doing episodes. Of course, we have other things already in the pipeline. Like I tell you, at the end of almost every episode that we've done, something else is coming. Something else is coming. Working on something really special. Actually, when I say really special, I'm not over exaggerating the word really. Like really special, really dope. Just got to make sure it comes to fruition before we talk about it. But that's why you follow us. So FightHype, y'all already know. Of course, follow FightHype. Stay up with the channel. Follow us on Instagram. My personal Instagram is the Puerto Rican Kid KG. And yeah, man, we definitely gonna bring you. Hold on one second. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just thought I got a message. Not sure. Yeah, my fault, y'all. My fault, chat. I was just checking in on some text about Curmel, see what's going on. So just hang with us for a second. I'll confirm for sure whether Curmel's going to be here in a minute. He should be. Curmel always shows love, always does great interviews. I'm sure he'll be here if he can be here as soon as possible. So let me just wait on a confirmation. But in the meantime, I'm going to go to the chat. No disrespect, chat is tomorrow. What do y'all think? Y'all got some ideas for No Disrespect? So remember, No Disrespect, the whole purpose of the episode, okay, is we bring up a hot topic. Oh, got it. Sorry. Yeah, again, I think we have Curmel. Again, I'll confirm for you in a second. Just get messages. But No Disrespect, chat. It's a segment where I invite y'all on. I give y'all access via link to come on camera, speak with me, speak with fellow fans, share your opinion. The theme is no disrespect, right? Like, come talk about what you want to talk about. No disrespect, right? Just keep it real. And if you agree with me, you agree with me. If you don't agree with me, I'm always open for discussion. So if you got any ideas, let me know. I've got some ideas. Gervonta Davis, the face of boxing. Is Canelo versus Jake Paul actually the biggest fight in boxing? Remember, Jake Paul is about to be on Netflix, whether we like it or we don't, or whatever you believe. It's going to be on Netflix. That's 250 plus million subscriptions, right? And we know one subscription for Netflix is like, depending on how many people you share with, it could be 3, 4 others, right? So you just never know. But that's a lot of eyeballs. Jake, he's definitely doing what he has to do on the business side of boxing, and he has his ambitions. Whether you agree with that or not is a whole nother thing. But commercially, is it the biggest fight? That's a great topic. Let's see here. What else we got? What do y'all think of? What do y'all think about? What do you think would be a good topic? I'm just looking in the chat. What do you guys think would be a good topic? What do y'all want to discuss? So Danny the Great says Tank Davis is the face of boxing. Correct. You want to know what I think? Come check me out tomorrow. No disrespect, and I'll tell you. But that's great, Danny. I really hope you come through tomorrow. Let's see what else. Is that Drake on the poster? If you're referencing this thing behind me, this is Kobe Bryant and Nipsey Hussle. That's what that is. That's Kobe Bryant and Nipsey Hussle. I don't know if you can see it probably when I do that. There you go. So if that's what you were referencing, that's what that is. Let's see what we got in here. Just kind of going back again. Wanted to make sure we spoke to both Joseph, Jursly, and Danny, of course, as much as we could. So I didn't catch everything in the chat. I'm just kind of going back. But hopefully, if you put a question up there, I went ahead and answered it for you. Talib Cunningham, my bad, brother. I'll make sure to tell Danny if we speak again soon or when I go to the fight. Talib Cunningham said, "What up? Got you." Look, screenshotted it. Let's see what else. Southpaw says, "Buzz stops, little boots quick." I don't. Yeah, that's a tough fight. I mean, I favor Bud in that fight, but that's because they're in two different weight classes, right? We haven't seen Boots at 154, and we haven't seen Boots fight a name yet that could like certify what most people believe, and I believe about him too, which is he's great. But I don't know if he beats Bud. However, we got to see that fight happen, right? Will it ever happen? I don't know. And does it end quick? I don't know, Southpaw. Maybe we got to see. You got to see it happen. Nick's 100 of GM says Boot can switch right with him. Crawford won't have no advantage. Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because he does. Hold on 1 second. Let's see. Somebody left a note. Martin Brown. Hey, listen, if you never know with the internet, right? So obviously, if you are Joe's pops, look, thank you. Thank you. Joe's a great kid. I've interviewed him before, and I was very happy to have him back on. He's punctual. He shows up. He answers the questions, and he stuck around. So thank you. If you really are his father, if you're trolling me, you got me. So let me know. I'll ask Joe later. But if you are his father, thank you so much, Martin. Thank you so much. And no, we were grateful to have him on. We think Joe's going to be obviously something really special, and we look forward to seeing that play out and following his career. Okay, I think we got Curmel coming on here, so we'll see what happens. I just got a text he should be on shortly, so we'll go ahead and wait. I'm sure Curmel was busy. I think he was training earlier, but we'll see what's up. But yeah, let me go back to the chat again. If y'all got some questions, Beast Think Boxing, who's the number one prospect in your opinion? What weight class? What weight class? Tell me the weight class, Beast Think. I'd love to give you some opinions on that for sure. If y'all have again any topics that y'all would like to discuss tomorrow, no disrespect, if you plan on joining, if you got some time, I appreciate it. I'll actually be coming from Turning Stone Casino in Verona, New York, upstate New York. I'll be at the Oshaki Foster Robinson Conceição rematch. So we're going to go ahead and do the weigh-in tomorrow. And after the weigh-in, I'll do a live edition, no disrespect, debate show. We actually have two special guests tomorrow that should be joining us. Christian Cangalosi, a recent signee to Swift Promotions, as well as Quincy Williams, another signee of Swift Promotions. So please join us tomorrow, no disrespect. And we look forward to meeting those guys, introducing you and going ahead and getting that going. But right now, with no further ado, my man, the big deal, Curmel Moton, thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Joe, Joe, Curmel, do me a solid. Can you turn the camera to the side?
This way?
That way we get you full view. It should kick back. Hold on. No, because now you sideways. I don't know why.
Hold on.
There you go. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so look, we have a lot of fans who stuck around. Thank you for your time, Curmel, and appreciate you fans for sticking around. So they definitely want to speak with you. We won't tie you up too much. I know were you just doing some training?
Nah. I was in traffic. I was driving. So.
Hey, keeping it real.
Yeah.
I think Joe or one of them was in training, but
okay.
Yeah, all good. But for anybody who needs some clarity, Curmel Moton, 18 years old, Curmel, clarify this for me actually. Because I try to pin your weight class down. You fought in all across 130 though. Kind of like almost 140, right?
I've been bouncing around a little bit. But my last fight was at 140. My next fight gonna be at 130. My real weight class I'm campaigning at is 130.
Got it. So there you go. 130-pounder, repping Las Vegas by way of Utah, my man, the one and only Curmel Big Deal Moton. Thank you again for joining us, bro.
Most definitely.
So let's get right to it, Curmel. Look, you're coming off a quick but exciting W in Philly. I was there. You did what you had to do. You got the guy out of there. He was a little gun shy, but you handled business,
Yeah.
My first question is, how happy are you to be right back out?
I'm real happy and thankful. I'm young, so I can get right back in there. I'm thankful that Danny having another card so soon, so I can stay active for all my fans. Thankful for the opportunity, and I'm just ready.
Yeah. So, this is your second fight with Swift Promotions. Again, for anybody who's unfamiliar, November 30th, Atlantic City. ACX1 venue. Now your second fight with Swift Promotions. What was the first run like with Swift Promotions? And what's it like for you to get right back in with them and do another fight right away?
The whole car was amazing. The whole city of Philly showed me a lot of love. Danny took great care of me. Everything went smooth, and I really enjoyed fighting on the Swift card. So I'm looking forward to the next one for sure.
Yeah, somebody told me in the chat earlier. They said you from Philly now, and I said, yeah. I said that's it. They claiming you. They claiming you in Philly, which is dope. Philly's not an easy town to win over, and I think the fans were very pleased and thrilled with your performance. So should be dope November 30th, and we look forward to that. Before I ask you about that fight, let me just ask you really quick. This is 6 this year? 6? 5?
Yeah.
6, right?
This will be my 5th fight this year.
Fifth. Okay. Yeah. Next year, 5 more fights?
Hopefully, yeah.
I talked to your dad, right? And I just said, I was talking to him at your last fight, and I was like, look, what you think? I said, we're going to see 5 more fights and maybe 3 more fights the year after that. And he looked at me, he said, he ready. He ready. Your dad has a lot of belief in you. And he should, right? Obviously. But just, for yourself, what kind of pace would you like to see yourself take in terms of are you looking look, they want to line up a contender right away, that's the fight I'm after? Or, you're only 18, you cool with taking a little bit slower and maybe building a little bit more? Ideally, what would you like?
I trust my team, and of course I trust my own ability. Whoever they put in front of me is really who I'm ready for, Every opponent they've showed me, whether the other opponent took the fight or not, I've said yes to. Whether they were undefeated, another upcoming prospect, whether it was a journeyman with a whole bunch of fights, I've always said yes. I've never declined one opponent they've showed me. So, it don't really matter whoever they put in front of me.
Got you. And I want to ask you about that division at 130 pounds. But even before I ask you that, is there anybody that you think about and you go, man, I look forward to fighting that guy one day, or this is a matchup that I would really like? Do you already have those names in your head? Would you share them with us, or not there yet?
Nobody I'm really looking forward to fighting right now. Just whoever got the belts. I want a belt.
Got it. Fair enough. So let's talk about it. 130 pounds, Curmel. 130 pounds, right? Champs, you got Navarrete, you got Kakachi, you got Roach, and you got Conceição, who was actually fighting this weekend against Foster for that same title, which Foster lost to him, right? You got Valdez with an interim title. You got Ray Vargas. I mean, Liam Wilson. That division is pretty stacked. So when you look at 130, not including yourself, who you think is the best fighter at 130?
I think the best, most skillful fighter would be Raymond Ford. But did he move up?
I mean, last I checked, he was at 130, but I could be wrong. Maybe he moved up. So look,
other than myself, I say the most skillful fighter would be Raymond Ford. He got sharp punches, good boxing ability.
What do you think is the toughest fight then at 130? If you're looking at 2 guys, so you think Ray Ford who? Is it Navarrete? Is it somebody who's maybe not a champ?
I'm not sure really. I'll be paying attention to a lot of them guys. I know the champs. The champs are of course real solid. They're champs for a reason. But I don't know. Styles make fights, so it's really hard to say.
No doubt. Let me ask you something. I've asked everybody else, Curmel, and it's just obviously we've talked a little bit before about what's it like working for being under Mayweather Promotions. And you share that with me, but one thing I wanted to ask you, when you think back, what's your first memory of Floyd Mayweather? Was it me and him? Was it watching a fight of his before you ever met? What was that first memory like?
I mean, first, probably just being young. My dad would show me videos of him on YouTube and just the whole gym and how they did it up there. I was still young. He was barely introducing me to boxing. I just grew up watching Floyd. Then I met him. That was probably one of the most important memories of me and Floyd's relationship so far. Was when I met him. I talked to him for a little bit, and I told him I was a big fan and stuff. Of course, I think he was in camp for, I believe, Maidana at the time.
What was that like meeting Floyd that first time when you think back to it?
It was crazy. I was definitely starstruck, and it was real inspirational. So just a crazy experience altogether. And getting to watch him train also, it was crazy. He the GOAT for a reason.
Yeah. Facts. Hard work, dedication, right?
Yeah.
No doubt. No doubt. So you said you met him at camp for Maidana. How did that even come to be? Like, did you get an invite there? Were y'all in Vegas? Y'all said you going to Mayweather gym?
Nah, there was like a young kid around the same age as me at that time, probably like 9, 10 years old. His name was Famous Johnson. He was like Floyd's. He was like what I am to Floyd now. Like back then, he was like the kid at Mayweather gym, and he growing up there and stuff. So he was real tight with all them. And then he was training with me, and so one day he just his mom or something just asked if I wanted to go watch Floyd train and stuff, and we went.
Got you. Yeah. When you think about Floyd, right, and you think about your relationship, are there any gems that you could share with us that maybe he shared with you that like you really hold on to?
The most important thing that I hold on to what he's told me is just to always believe in myself. He told me just always believe in myself and put the work in. Just like he always says, hard work, dedication. That's the key.
Facts. No, and we appreciate that insight because sometimes, obviously as fight fans, we all get interested, right? Like, what's that like? And, to hear it firsthand, I mean, this is exactly why we do No Holds Barred, and we appreciate you joining us today. Let me ask you this real quick, Curmel. So obviously, again, fifth fight this year. Last guy, he couldn't hang with you. Talk to us a little bit about this next fight, this next opponent. Do you think, it'll be more of a challenge? Do you see yourself maybe taking a little bit more time? Or is it your mindset like, you seek and destroy?
It's real hard to say, how the fight's going to go till the first bell's rung, but I know I'm gonna come out victorious. I'm gonna come out there sharp. I've been working hard. Camp's been started since right after I won my last fight. So I'm ready. In the gym every day, and working on my craft. I'm gonna be ready for this fight. I'm gonna come sharp and put on a show for sure.
The knockout?
Yeah, we're gonna see.
All right. All right. So again, just to reiterate for everybody, November 30th. Atlantic City, you got the Pride of the Money team, Curmel Moton, Joseph Brown. You have, Momo and Joseph Brown, Jursly Vargas. And then, just so you guys know, Curmel is definitely taking a step up. His opponent, Brian Mercado's 11-6. So it's definitely a guy that's coming in there looking to give Curmel more of a challenge and put on a fight. We wish him the best of luck. We know what Curmel does. I'm sure Brian is coming to, impede upon that as much as he can, but you'll just have to stay tuned and see what happens November 30th. But Curmel, before I let you go, and I want to, again, thank you for your time. Let's see if there's any questions in the chat. I know I saw a couple. Somebody just asked me if you're in the Undisputed game. Are you in the Undisputed game?
I'm going to be. I'm not in there yet, but I did my scanning, everything for it. I don't know exactly when, but I'll be dropping as a DLC pack soon.
There you go. I think Nick's 100 GM said Utah. Wow, I don't think a lot of people realize that you're from Utah originally. Yeah. When you tell people that, like, what? Because like for me, I grew up in New York City, right? So when I think about Utah, I'm like, what's in Utah? So tell me, what's in Utah?
Not much. I mean, not a lot of boxing for sure. There's like no boxing scene out there almost. Utah is just a lot of, outdoor stuff, a lot of mountains, stuff like that.
You snowboard, you ski?
Nah, never.
Never?
Never.
Ever thought about it?
Yeah, I do it. It sounds fun. But I be in Vegas most of the time. Ain't no snow out here really.
Got you. Well, listen, I don't want to tie you up too much, champ. I know you obviously busy. You're stuck in traffic. Appreciate your time. Just before we let you go, what can the fans expect? What should they know? And where to follow you, how to find you.
You can expect me to come out there November 30th, put on a great show. I'm gonna do my thing. And you can follow me on all social media platforms at Curmel Moton 1. I appreciate all y'all.
Yeah, no doubt. Listen, this is Fight Hype. This is No Holds Barred. Check them out November 30th, Swift Promotions. Taylor Garcia 4, Pride of the Money team. Thank you so much, Curmel.
For sure.
There's a car giveaway. I mean, like, I don't know what else y'all want. It's gonna be a dope event. You've got 3 really dope young fighters coming from the money team, which Floyd is not signing just anybody. He's a special kids. They're gonna do their thing. You get to see them nice and early in their careers. It's another dope event by Swift Promotions. The 4th one in less than 6 months. They're bringing you dope fighters. They're doing giveaways. The arena atmosphere is always electric. You got people popping out. I saw in Philly, we had Freeway pop out at the last show. We had a few other artists as well. Just dope stuff in terms of putting on really great boxing events and doing so consistently. So I highly recommend. It's dmdb.com. Make sure you check it out. Like Danny told you, I think there's some sort of sign-up fee, but it'll allow you to stream the fight. You're going to get 3 of Mayweather Promotions best young prospects all on one night for $10. You can't beat that. I would definitely tune in. And I'm telling you that firsthand because I went to the last event. Curmel was the headliner, but there was a lot of great talent on that card. Curmel's obviously the name, and he's very talented, deserves the attention, but there was a lot of great fighters on that card, and I saw some dope matchups. So, Beanie Siegel, there you go. O'Malley, OT7, Freeway D30, a lot of great Philly talent was in the building, and some legends, right? For sure. Skrilla. I mean, dope stuff going on at Swift Promotions and the events that they're putting on. So highly suggest that if you can't be in Philadelphia, Atlantic City, November 30th, that you get to dmdb.com and you sign up. It's $10. Can't beat that. Great card. Just going to the chat. Look, I appreciate y'all rocking with me. This is the 7th episode we've done. Every time more and more y'all turn out. So if you have a friend that enjoys boxing, make sure you tell them to follow me at the Puerto Rican Kid KG on Instagram. Keep up with me. I'm always promoting stuff that we're going to do here on FightHype, as well as giving you snippets of stuff that I've done here that you can find in full on FightHype YouTube channel. So make sure you're staying in tune with the FightHype YouTube channel, FightHype Instagram, and you follow me, the Puerto Rican Kid KG, on Instagram. Aim to give you a lot more content very near future. We have a really, really dope concept that we're cooking up. So just stay tuned. You never know what I'm going to come out with. Remember, for everybody still in this chat, we've given you No Holds Barred 1, Danny Garcia Curmel Moton for the first fight that he was on. 2, we gave you Blair Cobbs. That went crazy on the internet. 3, we gave you Jamel Herring with some really dope insights on all kinds of topics on boxing. 4, we had Antonio Tarver, the Magic Man, a legend in boxing. Great takes on a lot of different topics. Episode 5 was the Philly special. We had so much dope talent from Philly. We had dope voices like Greg Hackett. I know some of y'all like to chat, or some of y'all like to talk in the chat about my man Greg, but he gives some of the dopest takes. And we had Damon Feldman on there. We had great young talent, Tommy Smalls, and Ron Peterson, Johnny Rivera and his dad. We even had Blair come back on that episode, so check it out. Episode 6, the Russell brothers. That was a vibe. I mean, we kicked it. We talked about everything. They were really dope. They showed a lot of love here to FightHype and to the fans. They gave you some really good insights. And here we are, episode 7, the Pride of the Money team. It's going to be really hard to find all 3 of those young men in the same interview again. So remember where you saw it first. Come back and check it out. Nobody else has had that. We've got that. That's what FightHype does. We like to innovate. And again, that was episode 7. Episode 8, you never know what it's going to be, but we got some dope stuff cooking up. So just rock with us. Thank you, Attorney Bailey. I appreciate that love. We putting on everybody, Attorney Bailey, the young champs. We putting on, people who already have their foothold. We putting on legends. Everybody's welcome. We want to give y'all the best look. So if you're a fan, I appreciate that. I'm a boxing fan, and I remember before I ever did this, I would always look for dope content, right, to watch. And FightHype always had the dope content. So to be a part of FightHype now and giving y'all another layer of it, very excited to continue doing that. And yeah, man. Yeah, thank you, Attorney Bailey. Appreciate you. DMDB. DMDB.com. And let me just confirm that. because those letters trip me up sometimes. DMDB. Yes, DM like Daniel, Michael, Daniel, Billy. There you go. Overreading it like some military stuff. Delta, Mike, Delta, Bravo. There you go. .com. DMDB.com. And yep, that's it. Yep. So if you're looking to watch that fight, $10. I'm telling you, for $10, you're not gonna get a better card that same day. For sure. For sure. There's no way. You have 3 really great talented prospects, and I'm sure a lot of talent behind that. If y'all got any questions, y'all thinking about anything, let me know. Hebrews 10:26 says Bone Thugs is better than Nipsey. Listen, I'm actually in Cleveland right now. Shout out to Bone Thugs. But they're a group. You can't compare a group to one artist. I don't know. Got to think that one over, my guy. But come with something else. We could definitely talk about it. No disrespect. No disrespect is the episode, or excuse me, the segment we're running tomorrow is the second episode of it. And we'll put the link out. You could join. I have special guests. We're doing live interviews. Again, just giving you different layers to boxing content. I mean, you know, we're getting as creative as we can for you guys so that you have the best access to some of the best content with today's fighters. So tomorrow, no disrespect, I'll have that flyer out soon. We'll have some dope topics. Make sure you join us. And we'll have some dope guests. We'll introduce you to some really great young fighters, Christian Cangalosi, and then Quincy Williams, both Swift Promotion signees. Yeah, and they'll tell you, we'll let you know their story, what they have going on, and we'll talk some of today's boxing with them and get their insights on our topics. Do they agree? Do they not? You want to talk to them? You have a question? You could do that too. See, again, tomorrow, Christian and Quincy may be fighters that some of you are familiar with, maybe not others, but that's what it's all about, making sure you get familiar. But remember, on No Disrespect, on No Holds Bar, we bring all kinds of people on. So it might be somebody you do know or you are a fan of, or maybe you're a fan of theirs. Where else are you going to get direct access? We'll bring you on. Talk to them. Don't be scared. My last No Disrespect, not everybody was just willing to jump on, and I understand that, but a lot of you were in the chat. Jump on camera. Come talk to me. Or leave the camera off and just put the audio on. But give me your opinion. Don't just type it. Tell me. I want to hear it. Hakeem Lecco says, do y'all consider Madrimov big for 154? Nah, not at all. Because the next weight up will be 160. And I don't know if he's big enough for 160. You know, he's a shorter guy. He's not that tall. He's stocky, right? He's stocky. He's definitely a bulky dude. I think he fills the weight out well at 154, and that's probably his division. But you never know. If he goes up, he goes up. We'll see what happens. What else we got? Anybody else got any questions? Anybody else want to share anything? If not, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, chat. But I do appreciate you. You know, thank you for rocking with me. No Holds Bar, episode 7, the Pride of the Money team is going to be on the live tab on FightHype. So feel free to you know, check it out later. If you missed anything, catch up with any parts of it that you want to, you know, maybe go back and hear again. We'll definitely be taking some of this interview and putting it out there in separate clips for y'all so y'all can catch it that way. But either way, thank you for rocking with me. I'm the Puerto Rican Kid KG. This is FightHype. This was No Holds Bar, episode 7. We'll see you again.